Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas has made public his first annual financial disclosure report since facing a flurry of ethics attacks. Democrats have criticized Justice Thomas after a ProPublica report earlier this year revealed that he had received gifts from Republican megadonor Harlan Crow without reporting them. His defenders, however, have argued that he has followed the court's reporting guidelines. Kerri Kupec Urbahn is a Fox News legal editor and former counselor to Attorney General Bill Barr, who'll be with us, by the way, in our next hour. So a couple of the things on Clarence Thomas's financial disclosure related to his billionaire friend Harlan Crow, that Harlan Crow paid for his transportation on a private jet to a conservative conference in Dallas in May of 2022. And then there was some involvement in a trip to the Adirondacks in New York State in July of 2022. There's also some notifications about a real estate deal where Harlan Crow bought a property that Clarence Thomas had. I believe it was South Carolina. What do you think about all this?
Yeah, breaking news. Clarence Thomas has some wealthy friends who have occasionally been generous to him over the years. And, you know, John, I just think this narrative has been just so relentless against Clarence Thomas because there's really only one fact that matters if you cut through the noise, and it's that Harlan Crow and all of these friends in question had no business before the Supreme Court. Full stop.
And as long as they didn't have business before the Supreme Court, that absolves him of any perception of wrongdoing?
I think, again, if you look at the facts here and the fact that he had some wealthy friends who occasionally hosted him on, say, a nice vacation or paid at one point one tuition payment or two tuition payments for his nephew, that's what we're looking at. And even, by the way, even if they had business before the Supreme Court, that's not even an automatic recusal, right? There would have to be a discussion, there'd be meetings with ethics folks, et cetera, et cetera. So I think really what this is about at the end of the day is knocking Clarence Thomas out, specifically with respect to 2024.
Interesting. Elliot Burke, who is an attorney who helped Clarence Thomas prepare the financial disclosure, said this, quote, "I'm confident that there has been no willful ethics transgression and any prior reporting errors were strictly inadvertent." Thomas and Sam Alito both asked for a 90-day extension to release the disclosure forms. I think they were originally due back in the spring. But they also indicated that they may go back and amend previous disclosures.
And that happens. Other justices have had to do that over the years as well. You know, you have to remember that originally these guidelines, and they still are to some extent, they're fairly murky. They're discretionary. That's the point. And so what Thomas has said repeatedly through spokespeople and a statement, and et cetera, and a lawyer, is that he has complied with these guidelines throughout the years. He's consulted the appropriate people, and he feels confident in what he disclosed. And if there were any mistakes or any inadvertent non-disclosures, they're happy to make them, and that's what I think he's doing right now.
Since he was appointed to the Supreme Court, he, of course, has had dozens and dozens of law clerks. More than 100 of them penned an open letter in support of Clarence Thomas, saying, quote, "Different paths led us to our year with Justice Thomas, and we have followed different paths since. But along the way, we all saw with our own eyes the same thing. His integrity is unimpeachable." Among the signatories to that was our own Laura Ingraham, who clerked for him back in 1992. I mean, he is beloved.
Very much so. Here in Washington, he has an incredible reputation among his clerks as a mentor, as a friend. In fact, in the letter, one part that really struck me was that when we call, he picks up. And I really encourage our viewers to take a look at this letter. It's on foxnews.com, obtained exclusively by one of our reporters here. It's a beautiful letter. All
right, so we'll keep watching that to see where it goes. Meantime, the drip, drip, drip with the Hunter Biden investigation continues. The Daily Mail has got a report out that the Associate Deputy Attorney General, Bradley Weinsheimer, was going to investigate Gary Shapley's claims that the DOJ was slow-walking the Hunter Biden investigation. Then all of a sudden, this plea deal comes out of nowhere. Mark Lytle, who was Shapley's attorney, said this, quote, "In just 2 short weeks, Weinsheimer went from expressing an interest in the claims of wrongdoing by the IRS whistleblower to dismissing the claims of retaliation when the IRS agents were pulled off the case." You know, this is a many-layered onion, and we keep seeing it pulled back layer by layer.
Yeah, onions.
And every time there's something brand new.
It seems like every day. It's, at a minimum, a mess for DOJ. And I say that as someone who used to work there. I loved working there. I lived and breathed that place when I was there. But this is a mess. And I would think at this point, the department leadership knows that, which is why I think what happened here is they got wind of the IRS whistleblower testimony. And again, I cannot emphasize enough how unusual it is for career bureaucrats at a different agency like the IRS to make an allegation against the Department Department of Justice that they are slow-walking, stonewalling an investigation, and deviating from protocol. So I'm sure that was somewhat of a five-alarm fire over at DOJ. They immediately reached out, and then to your point, though, what happened afterwards becomes murky again. My guess, this is just speculation, they probably called over to the Delaware office, said, guys, it's been 5 years. What are you doing? If you're going to bring something, you need to bring it now. This is a problem, but we're going to leave the details to you. And then we saw the plea deal. That was unprecedented with the sweeping immunity. It falls apart. Now we have a special counsel, and this is why, John, we need to hear from Merrick Garland.
In the meantime, the clock keeps ticking, and the statute of limitations keeps running out on some of these issues. So we are going to hear from Merrick Garland soon.
In a few weeks.
All right. Kerri, great to hear from you. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.